Welcome to All Time Free Tutor. Today we learn the finding the roots of the quadratic equation using polynomial method or remainder method. Okay. This is my polynomial equation, quadratic equation. We know this very well. I am not wasting time for this. Because we know from the middle term factor. First, what we have to do first? We have to calculate the value of 0 for x equals to 0. And we have to check what is the value is coming. Okay, if we can calculate it very easily, we know this. Okay, so value will come -9. Okay, do it manually. Thereafter, what we have to do? We have to put the value of 1. So it is coming -17. So you see this is -9, this is -17. That means it is not closer to 0. Okay, it is not closer to 0, going more downwards. It is the gap from 0 line, it is increasing. So we have to reverse that direction. Reverse the direction, that means we have to go to -1. So we'll put here in the yellow cell, we'll put -1. Okay, -1. Then enter. So what is the value is coming? F of -1 equals to 7. Now here we can conclude one value, f of 0 is -9, f of -1 is 7. That means there exists a root between 0 and 1. It is a mistake here, between 0 and -1. Okay. So in the remainder method, it is not possible to find out any fractional roots. This method cannot find any fractional roots. It can find only integer roots. Okay. So what we have to do next? We have to go through the basic method. First, we have to multiply a and c. If we multiply a and c, we will get a negative number. A negative number means it is a negative. If it is a negative, what is the conclusion? One root is positive, another root is negative. One root is positive, another root is negative. We have already received a negative root. So there exists another root which is positive. So if we go -2, -3, -4, we never can find out a positive root. We have to go to the positive root. So we have to put the 2 here. Look at here, f of 1 is -17, f of 2 also -17. We have to put the value 3 here. Look at here, f of 3 is -9 once again. That means it is going, gap is closing. Gap is once again closing. So we have to go to 4. Look at here. This is negative, this is positive. So that means one more fractional roots exist between 3 and 4. So we have got two things. One is one root is between 0 and 1 minus 1. Another root is between 3 and minus 4. But both are fractional roots. So we cannot find out using the remainder method. Remainder method fails here. It cannot find out any fractional roots. So I am going for another problem. Okay, let's see this problem. I am changing the equation. Paste values. Don't paste automatically, then it will change. Then thereafter you will face problem. Always paste by values. Okay, and clear these things. For the new equation, you have to clear everything. And you have to start from the very beginning. So first f of 0 is minus 5. And f of 1 is saying minus 16. You have to calculate manually. So check here, minus 5, this is minus 16. That means gap from the 0 line is increasing. Gap from 0 line. That means minus 5 and 0. What is the gap? 5. Minus 16 and 0. What is the gap? 16. So gap is increasing. So we cannot go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. We cannot check. We have to go to the reverse direction. That means we have to go for minus 1 once again. Minus 1. Let's see. What is the value of f of minus 1? F of minus 1 is 0. F of minus 1 equals to 0. That means it is a root. We have received a root here at minus 1. Whenever you find any root, we can directly find out another root very easily. We don't need to go for trial method. Whenever we find out a root, we'll go for finding the next root in this way. One root is minus 1. One root at minus 1. X equals to minus 1. So what is the factor? Factor is x plus 1. Okay. X equals to minus 1. That means factor will be x plus 1. Okay. So how to find out the second factor? How to find out the second factor? Okay, the second factor, first of all, second factor, this x, coefficient of x. How can we find out the coefficient of x? For this purpose, what do we have to do? What is the coefficient of a? Coefficient of a is minus 3. Coefficient of a is minus 3. So we have to divide a by this one. What is the coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is 1. So we have to divide by 1. So it is minus 3. So second factor, okay, the coefficient for the second factor of x will be minus 3 in this way. Now, what is the coefficient of c? Coefficient of c is minus 5. Coefficient of c is minus 5. And what is the coefficient of constant part here? 1 plus 1. So it is plus 1. We have to divide minus 5 by 1. So what do we get? Minus 5. We get minus 5. So this is minus 5. Second factor is minus 3x minus 5. So that means what is the value of x? X is equals to minus 5 by 3. So there are two factors, both are negative, and this. Okay. So in this way we can find out the roots. Here is the trial method. Here you have to just put the value of x here. It will automatically calculate your function value for that value automatically, and thereafter you have to conclude yourself. It cannot calculate itself. You have to put the value, take the decision, okay, the comments, read these comments, and thereafter you have to go for this using the trial and error method. Remember this once again. I am repeating that if this method can be possible if there exists any integer root. Look at here, in this case one root is integer and the root is fractional. Okay, so at least one root is integer means we can find out both roots very easily. So whatever the method, whatever the problems it comes in the book, write here and check in this way whether it is correct or wrong using the remainder method. And obviously these values, don't make the mistake of to calculate these values. Okay, we have already learned these things in the polynomial functions. Okay, so you have to learn this polynomial function first, thereafter before starting the remainder method. Okay, thank you.